Wide receiver Amari Cooper has been traded from the Browns to the Bills, the BBs. The Browns get 2025 third round pick and a 2026 7th round pick. The Bills, of course, get Amari Cooper, but they also get a 2025 6th round pick. Your thoughts on Amari Cooper's impact for the Bills? Jay, I'm gonna start with you.
I think this is a nice pickup for the Bills. Like, look, Amari Cooper's not what he was 3, 4, 5 years ago, but I still think, and it'd be interesting to see what K Walk says about him, but I still think he's a good receiver. And now,
Mhm.
like, I mean, obviously what was happening in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, that whole thing was an absolute mess. So you got to think that he's feeling pretty good about going to the Bills with Josh Allen. They could use some help at the receiver position after losing Diggs. So to me, this feels like a win-win all the way around. Again, I don't know that it's going to make a huge impact, but I definitely think it's going to help them win some football games. And the fact that the Jets went ahead and got Devontae and got better, I like the Bills not necessarily matching it, but taking a step forward themselves by adding Amari Cooper. So I think it's a great move for Buffalo.
Yeah, I like the move. Everything what you said, Jay. I'm gonna just add on. It helps Josh. Oh goodness, I was gonna say Josh Adams. Why am I combining two different names? Josh, Allen, big
Yeah.
time. I think he doesn't have to do anything all the time because right now he has to do. I'm sorry, he doesn't have to do everything all the time. Right now he has to do everything, and we
Yeah.
seen it yesterday. He has to
Yeah. Yep.
find time. He has to run the ball. He has to throw the ball. So he basically is the offense because their offense is so young at this point in time. They have some young potential in a wide receiver core, but they need time to develop. I think this will help them a lot. At least still, this will help the defense have to focus on somebody, and hopefully it allows the other players to get open a little bit more. Because I like Keon Coleman. I like him,
Yeah.
his personality, and I think he has a lot of potential. Although we were getting on the Bills, and not necessarily me, but a lot of people were getting on the Bills during the draft, saying you let Xavier Worthy go to such session. You got Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman has made some nice plays so far.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
but I think Amari Cooper, his route running ability, this will help to open up a lot on that offense. So, but K Walk, your thoughts?
Yeah, I love this move for both Amari Cooper and for the Buffalo Bills. I think they this is a steal. A lot of people see that in the long run. That you mentioned it, Britt. He's a one-on-one guy who he can run routes with the best of them. I'm not saying he's one of the top receivers, but he's one of the best route runners out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Buffalo needs. They don't have that guy that can, that gets you up. You have to run crossing routes for the guys that they currently have. Crossing routes like on Shakir, and Coleman and those guys. I think you bring in a guy that can beat one-on-one coverage, and you allow all those other guys to do what they do what they do best, and that's just run crossing routes. And you can have Amari Cooper running the slants. You can have him, just running off if you want to. But Josh Allen, we hoped coming into the season that he wouldn't have to play that hero ball as he's been known to do. He hasn't done it for the most part, but like you mentioned, Brett, he did have to do it last night because they just didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
receiver that was getting open, consistently. Amari Cooper can do that. So yeah, I love this pick. I mean, I love this move for the Bills. It's a move that they had to make because they were in a tight one last night. You see the Jets make the Devontae Adams move. So okay, the Jets said, okay, I got Devontae Adams. Well, I see you're Devontae Adams, and I'll raise you to Amari Cooper. So it's a poker game right now, and at this point for both of those teams. I love it though. I really think that Amari Cooper to the Bills is a better
Mm-hmm.
trade than Adams to the Jets, and we'll see that in the long run,
Wow.
providing that everyone stays healthy. I'm telling you right now, that is a really sneaky good move by the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
That's
I
my
wasn't
opinion.
looking at it that way,
IMO,
but
IMO. Yep.
you know what? You might have a point there. That's I'm definitely going to stay tuned for that now. But my other question for you guys is where does this now leave the Browns offensively? Where does this leave them? Anybody can take it.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
That's my quarterback. Deshaun Watson, my quarterback.
I mean, it was already bad, Britt, and
Yeah, for real
obviously
though.
now it just got a lot worse. I would say, and it almost feels like are they? I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched a ton of Cleveland Browns football. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been locked in on the Browns every Sunday. But does it feel like maybe they're throwing the towel in? I mean, does it? I mean, I don't know. But why do you let Amari Cooper
Yeah,
walk out the door? Are you kind of punting on the season? And just, I mean, that's kind of what it feels like to me
yeah.
watching from afar. But again, I have not watched a ton of the Browns.
Yeah, because right now, let's see, the receivers are Jerry Judy, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman. I think that's about it. I know they have Nick
That's all.
Chubb. I believe is getting ready to come back. But I don't know how much Nick Chubb can do when your offensive line is horrific.
Yeah,
So this sounds like they're just throwing the towel in. I mean, look, I'm hoping that some way, somehow, because the Eagles need a pass rusher, that maybe they'll give up on Myles Garrett and trade him to Philadelphia. I
That
would
ain't
gladly
happening.
take him in a
That ain't
heartbeat.
happening, Britt.
Hold up, Jay. Hold
Detroit,
up, Jay.
Detroit,
We not
Detroit.
putting no negativity out there. We're not putting negativity out there,
No,
okay?
y'all
We
can't
gonna
get
say
Myles
he's
Garrett.
coming.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. How you know? How you know we not
We
gonna get
need him
Miles
in
Garrett?
Atlanta. We need him in Atlanta. I'm gonna put
That's
that
not
out there.
happening either. That's not happening
Detroit.
either. Detroit is a possibility, but don't they, I think they got a lot of salary cap issues. So maybe they
And
go for
y'all
Hassan
don't?
Reddick. No, we got space. We got a lot of
Okay.
space. We good. You talking about Howie Roseman. He's the contract number wizard in the entire
That,
NFL. He'll
Actually,
figure
that's
it out.
John Lynch. Actually, that's
If
John
we
Lynch, but that's an argument
if
for a different day.
no,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah,
talk about it
yeah.
now.
No, 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 no. That's cool too. We got a lot of
That's
other stuff to
Howie
talk about.
Roseman. That's
That's
Howie
John Lynch.
Roseman, and we know that. So don't do that. But anyway, yes, my hope is that Miles Garrett. I don't think the Browns are going to let him go. That would be crazy if they
no.
decide that. But I could have wishful thinking. Don't do that. But yeah, I don't have much hope for the Browns. Their defense is still good. Their defense is still very extremely talented. I'll have a lot of talent, but offensively, you gotta be able to score points, in my opinion, to win games. But K-Walk, any thoughts on this whole Browns offensive situation?
Yeah, just like I kind of made a joke of it, but yeah, you got to look at yourself and like, what is Deshaun Watson to do now? I mean, you're talking about your best receiver being traded away, and who do you have to throw to? You mentioned those names, Britt, Jerry Judy. Come on now, Elijah Moore, Tillman. I mean, come on, yeah. I mean, even if that's a lot of people have. Their the second, I mean, their third and fourth string receivers are better than these guys. So they may not make in certain teams, they won't even make the club, to be honest with you. So it's rough for Deshaun Watson, and you wonder why, a lot of people question it, if he quit or if he just stopped playing on, a couple of weeks ago when, he walked off the field. There's nothing there. They're not protecting this investment, man. They're not protecting this investment at all. And they guaranteed him so much money. And now we're looking at it right now, like, that they don't do anything to improve that offensive line. When it's the trade deadline is what, 3 weeks away, 2.5, whatever the
Yeah.
number, whatever the time is. And they're going and they're trading, but they're not getting anything back immediately, for they're not making trade picks or trades to boost that offense or defense. I know we said that they have a great defense, but that offense needs the most help, man. I mean, that offensive line. Now you trade away your best receiver, so when I don't already have time and I'm trying to get it to my best receiver, and he's in Buffalo, I don't have, my arm's not that strong. I can't hit him from there. So yeah, you gotta ask yourself, what does Deshaun Watson do right now, man? And I just feel bad for him because that's my guy, man. All that stuff on the outside, that's bad stuff, man, for real.
Well, Mike, again, we got another comment from Mike saying, I think the Browns gave up on Watson. That's why they let Cooper go.
Yeah, well, they need to let him go.
Interesting question.
They got to
It's
trade
an
him
interesting
somewhere
point. Yeah.
and take some of that money. They got to trade him somewhere that needs a quarterback. And in order for someone to take him, if they want to part ways with him, they got to take someone to take on some of that money as well. They have to, because no one's gonna trade for Deshaun Watson and take that contract as well.
No.
Do you think anybody is even interested in trading for outside of money? Do you think anybody's interested in trading for him based off his play right now?
Well, I mean, his play is just because of the fact of the matter. There's nothing around him. I mean, he's sticking in there. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, very so much so.
Yeah, I would say there's probably a team out there or a coach out
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
or a GM that feels like, hey, we get Deshaun Watson, we can kind of rebuild, get him back to
Hmm.
where he was. I definitely think there's probably a team that'd be willing to do it. The problem is what K Walk pointed out. No one's going to do it with that contract.
No.
Like
No.
Cleveland's going to have to eat some of that money and say, "Look,
Yeah.
we'll pay this, you pay that," because no one's going to
Right.
do it for that amount of money. But I do think there's probably several teams that believes that he can still play and be good, but they're not going to do it for that price.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We'll see as the season goes along, to see how things go with Deshaun Watson and the Browns.